Hey, Hayden here, and this is an experimental video, and that's why I'm putting my earbuds in so I can hear what's going on. Now, right now, I'm using the Canon Vixia HFR 500 camera. Now, one of the things about this particular camera is it doesn't have a powered microphone input. So if you have, hang on, I'll be right back. If you have a microphone like this one here, which is basically doesn't need power to operate, I have had problems trying to connect this directly to my Vixia HFR 500, and it might be the wire I was using or something like that, but I have a hard time getting this microphone to work fine with that. Now, the theory is that the microphone that you're using needs to have a source of power going to it. Now, this camera is the one I use professionally, making videos for clients, and it's a $200 camera, but it actually sees better than my old professional cameras, which were 720p. This is 1080p, and of course, today I would get a 4K camera, and I would still make the video at 1080p because it's a smaller file and it fits on the delivery material, which is a DVD-ROM, I would use the 4K camera to capture the video. What I'm going to show you here is this crazy little contraption I made up, and let's go through the different parts of it. This white thing, this Cisno or whatever, this is a battery pack. There's battery packs, USB chargers, all over the place that you can make use of. As a matter of fact, let me get this thing actually connected to my camera, and let's see what happens when I plug this thing in. I haven't done this yet, so let's experiment, right? And okay, that's incredibly better, right? Got rid of all the echo in the room and everything else, and I'll show you what it is, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. This is an XLR adapter, okay? It's a 3-prong XLR adapter, and it works very, very well, and it's a professional connection, okay? On that microphone there. Hopefully it won't roll off my table, right? Stay. All right, so let's go back to this. Now, this is a USB battery power thing. Charge up your cell phone with it. It will not charge up this battery on the camera or anything, but I'm using this not as intended. And there are two connections on the top of this thing for the USB. The one on this side is a lower power output. It's like 1.3 or 1.5 or something like that. The other one's twice as much. I can't really remember which power frequencies they are, but I know that the one is a lower power and this one here is a higher power. And I think I tried this experiment before and it failed, and that the battery kept dying on me. And it was like, why should the battery be dying on me? And I think that it was trying to pull too much power out of that little low powered output, right? So it needed the higher output for the battery. This thing here is flashing, indicating to me that it is working and providing power. And there's a light on this little device here. Now, there's a couple things going on here, and I'll explain those in a second. All right, and this is a kind of a hack. This is like I just made this thing work out of something that's not supposed to work this way, or it's not designed to work this way. The battery pack is powering up this part of the device right here. This is my Shure X2u XLR to USB adapter. Now, this is the USB power part that's plugged into this USB connector. Normally, you plug this into your computer, laptop, desktop, or whatever, and you got a microphone. You can take a professional XLR microphone and you can plug it into your laptop or desktop, and I use it all the time with either a lavalier or a desktop microphone that I use for my OBS, like Creators Helping Creators series, when I'm just showing a screen and I'm not really showing me. I use it for that purpose. And this here is the XLR microphone. This is the SM93. It's the lavalier microphone that I'm wearing now, and I don't tuck it into my shirt because I really want to show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and all that kind of stuff here. Here's what the problem is. Here's the reason why I need to make this. I have no microphones whatsoever for this Canon Vixia HFR 500. I have no microphones for that. I have a bunch of microphones, professional microphones and stuff like that, but I always plug into wall power and stuff like that. But what if I want to be out somewhere and I want to be on battery power? I could never do this in my job because I'd be powered, connected, and plugged into a wall. So I couldn't really walk anywhere or do anything like that. I couldn't be mobile in any way, shape, or form. I just picked up the microphone, the tripod for the camera, and I picked it up and walk around with it. I could never ever do that. I'm very limited by how much cable I have, power cord, stuff like that, microphone cable. That limits to me to how far I can go from the camera. But I always wanted to try to use a better microphone and get it connected up and be able to use it so I could do a battery powered video with my camera as opposed to my cell phone, which is back here. Matter of fact, it's too far away. Let's go walk over here and pick up my cell phone. Ugh. I'm limited now by how far my earphones can go. So this is my ZTE Axon 7 cell phone, and this is what I make the majority of my videos with. If I'm in a picture like this, I normally make all my videos with the cell phone. And the reason for that is basically that little tiny lens right there does a heck of a job. Oh, yeah, you see the camera I'm using, right? So there you go. So you see the camera I'm using right there on the screen, okay, in the reflection on the cell phone. Nice. So anyways, oh, that's because I hit the button. You're actually seeing the video. So I thought it was reflection, but you're actually seeing a video of the camera that's in front of me. So this lens does really good. I just shut the power off, or not the power, I just put it in sleep mode. But if I click the button, you know, you go from looking at an image of it, you can see the reflection of the camera, right, in the cell phone, and looking out the window behind it, and or you can get a picture right there. Nice. So that was a nice little indication there of what's going on. So normally I use my cell phone, but if I wanted to use the camera, and there's a number of reasons why I would want to, better control over some certain aspects of it or whatever, but I want my microphone. So here's what the deal is. The USB connects to your computer, right? But right now it's connected to a battery pack. It's really not going to get any audio into the camera. So how am I getting the audio into the camera is there's an earphone. It's that little white thing right there is a headphone indication. And I take my headphone indication, which would be this right here, and I plug the headphone output to the camera input for the microphone, all right? And that's working, and it's working very well. And it's been working for a couple of minutes now, and it's only at 99%. So this thing here will last for a while on battery power, and probably just as long as the battery that I have on the back of the camera. So this is an excellent opportunity if somebody has, you know, hey, you got professional XLR, and that's this 3-prong adapter here, right? So if you got an XLR microphone and you want to go wireless and you have a USB adapter, which would be this here, you know, there's a number of these different ones. This is the Shure X2u, right there, X2u. And the Shure X2u is a XLR to USB adapter. And it's got different controls on it right here. And I find that using the, it's the say microphone boost, whatever. You can use the gain control from the microphone. Use that for your volume that you're sending out. Okay, and this volume down here doesn't do anything. Does a little bit. All right, and then this other thing here will take. That'll help to control. So you can use all three of these actually to help you find the best control that you want to use for your microphone input into your camera. And my camera has a little VU meter so I can see what's going on with the audio to make sure it's in the right range as well. But so this is, I don't know if you remember the mouse trap. You go through all these different things and it catches a mouse at the end of the thing. That's called a Rube Goldberg. You do all these different things to kind of get to a simple solution. It could have been done a whole lot easier. And this big contraption in the Sunday cartoons or whatever back in the day, it's called a Rube Goldberg. But I take my XLR, connect the USB to a battery pack, connect the microphone that you normally would, wearing the microphone, and then I take the earphone output, okay, from the X2u, and I plug that into the microphone input on my Canon Vixia HFR 500 camera. And that is a way to use a microphone. So let's disconnect it. So I can get a better sounding, less echo using a professional microphone. That's what the professional microphone's all about. You want to get good sound and good, you know, really depends on where you're at. If I take a couple of those, you know, nice fluffy blankets that we might have or whatever, you want to, like a, what's that, Snuggie, whatever these things are, you take something nice and soft like that and you hang it over a couple of pieces of furniture in a room, and that'll absorb the sound for you. But if you want, oops, I got too close. If you want nice professional sound, less echo, a little clearer speech patterns or whatever, you can check it out. You can hear it live in your headphones, what's going on and everything else. And even though I'm using the headphone connector on the X2u, I still have the earphone output from the camera, so I can still listen to the sound and monitor it live. So that's a nice option if you don't have anything else to do, you know, like duct tape and oil, right? If it moves and it shouldn't, use the duct tape, but if it doesn't move and it should, use the oil, or WD-40, I guess they say. But you know, here's another way to experiment and see how you can get sound into your camera. Again, most of the time I use a cell phone, it has a wider view on it and everything else, but if I want a closer view, maybe I want to confine things a little bit, maybe I'm in an area where the camera is just a better option for whatever reason, I can switch over to the camera. Or, you know, like I say, most of the time I use the cell phone, but I have a little bit more manual control on the camera than I do with the cell phone. So for some videos, I might want to do that. But it's an option that's available. That's this experimental video using the Shure X2u with a Shure SM93 lavalier microphone connected to a USB battery charger, which will power up the USB device to get me to allow me to be able to use a lavalier microphone with my camera. Now, like I say, normally I use my microphones with a microphone mixer. That provides power that I feed into that, but I have to be powered up by being plugged into the wall. This allows me to be able to pick up my camera on a stick and walk all around and be able to do whatever I need to do to get the job done. It makes me mobile, where my professional setup is more like a studio, even though when I'm in a client's office or a doctor's office or something like that, and I can't move, you know, and I don't need to move and I don't want to move. But for more mobile productions, this is an option for me, right? And for the cell phone, by the way, I do have that one specific microphone. It's the Rode SC1 or something like that. I don't know if that's the name of it, but it's the Rode microphone specifically designed for cell phone use, and that really does a great job. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video. Make a comment below, let me know you came by to say hi, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel because I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. Until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.